So we're here at Otaku Garage with Sam. Just going to do a bit of a walk around of his shop. He's got a couple of cars in there that are pretty interesting, so stay tuned if you want to see some Japan content. I reckon Ruben will be pretty interested to see that S15.
Yeah, 500 horsepower, R33, little cappuccino. That's in for an engine rebuild. And then, oh, so that's the cappuccino, that's a 180 SX with an RB20 swap in it.
Oh yeah. So what did you say this was?
This is a Crown Majesta, yeah, customers just getting some bushes done so it can go up for sale. Yeah. But VIP, comfy, bagged.
So if you guys actually do want to see more about this S15, Sam has his own channel, Otaku Garage. We'll put that down here somewhere. But yeah, he's pretty much been vlogging this whole build on this S15 for a customer.
What's in it? You haven't seen what's in it?
No.
I saw a picture of this. Yeah, so obviously we got a long way to go. It's Whitey's Wiring's done a full tucked loom for us, and I'm just going through now and just finishing off all the plumbing of all the water and oil and getting all those bits and pieces done. We've got interior about to come out for upholstery, window tinting gets done next week.
Is it a genuine RB26?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What kind of gearbox is that?
R34.
You know what's weird with Bailey's RB25 and his S13? Remember how much room he had at the back here?
Yeah.
So it comes down to what cross member you use.
Yeah.
You can bolt in any RB cross member, but it will then change where it sits. So with the research I did, if you have an R33 cross member, it sits the engine further back, but up higher. Yeah. We're using the Sorry, I got the hiccups. We're using the R34 cross member, which sits it lower, but a little bit further forward. And then if you can find a Safira, like A31, that's the best. That's the one that everyone wants to use. But I've had a few people reach out to me recently because they've been doing a swap as well, and they're having issues with clearance to the bonnet. So I don't know what's different. It could be the brackets off the engines, because we're just using standard R34 engine mount brackets, completely OEM, like standard R34 cross member, and then Nismo RB25 engine mounts. And
yeah, size turbo?
G30 770.
Oh, okay. So it's going to be quite responsive there.
Yes, yeah, that was the aim of the game. We want 600 at the rear wheels was his goal at a minimum, and he wanted it obviously to be a responsive street car. And obviously, the more power you go, it's normally harder to have response. But you know, the G series turbos really give you a pretty wide power band. So we're keen to see what results we get from this. But we're expecting a very lively car. So computer running it is a Motec M130, and we've got the Powertrain Australia like traction control software added to that as well. So it's going to have crazy traction control that will be fully adjustable at the dash. You just turn a dial, you can turn it off and go do skids, or you can turn it on for wet weather, and it very, very quickly will pick up the differential in the front wheel speed and the rear wheel speed, and then take boost and timing out and give it back to you according to how much slip. So you can program it to be like, oh, I want 5% difference between the front and rear wheel speed, and it will slip just that little bit, and it very, very quickly will adjust timing and boost to make sure that that slip doesn't get any bigger and, you know, just do burnouts. So keen to see what we can tune into that, and you know, how that allows us to put the power to the ground, and making this vehicle very quick.
So what has been done? So what, the whole rear subframe?
Yeah, rear subframe's been off, completely rebushed. Any of the arms that we wanted adjustable because of the wheels and the height change, we've made adjustable. Everything else has just got brand new bushes.
Yeah.
Nismo LSD. That's really all that's done to the back over stock. It's just all been, obviously, as you can see, demons on the roof. With everything up the front, like power steering rack's been fully recoded, all the subframes have been powder coated. The RB26 sump's been modified to not have the diff, and it's been extended as well.
Oh, yeah.
That way we've got more oil capacity and not carrying all that extra unnecessary weight in the front.
How much do the boxes usually handle?
They're pretty solid. You can get a lot of horsepower out of them. It's usually torque that is the defining factor of what's going to break a box.
I've heard rumours that 800.
Yeah, that's what I've heard as well,
At
800.
You've got to drive in.
I probably wouldn't take a 25 det box to 800, but I have also heard of people going that far.
Have you mostly done like RB stuff, or have you worked on JZs as well?
Yeah, I've worked on JZs as well.
What is the easiest to work on, RB or JZ?
Tough questions. Tough questions. They all have their pros and cons, but arguably I would say the JZ is the better engine. I tend to build them and feel less nervous about doing their first startups. But at the same time, I love RBs, and I can never go past RBs. Their sound is something awesome.
Yeah, we not so long ago did a video on S13 with an RB25 in it and a S14 with a 1J. We had them next to each other and we were sort of reviewing them. But yeah, you still can't beat the sound of the RB Screamer. It's All right, well, we still have one more car to look at.
Yeah, another customer's
We've been
car.
we've been so sidetracked by this beautiful S15.
It's hard not to be sidetracked by it.
Sam, what wheels they were, and you can't tell me, and I love them,
They
mate.
look very
They're
similar.
just
They look like
the-
similar.
they're
They look similar to the
con-
Cosmos wheel.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
It's like if Cosmos and Kansei tandems had a baby.
They're 27. I'd never heard of the brand before. They're just a concave wheel. Not my favorite cup of tea, but
You like a dish sort of guy? Or you?
This is Sam's sort of idea of with
yeah.
disco biscuit.
Bright yellow pizza cutters, mate. That's just a standard little RB25 bolt-ons. So it'll be a all-wheel drive stage here still, and should, the goal is to make 400 at the rear wheels. Got a Pulsar G30 660 on it, and yeah, should perform really, really well. We're very close to doing its first startup now, but
Yeah.
I actually love that they're all-wheel drive. It's
Yeah.
like a wagon GTR.
It's like the family GTR.
Yeah.
That's a modified product right there. Yeah. Do you sell this on your website?
I have a drawer in my toolbox filled with spanners that I have shaved into various shapes for certain tools.
How did they install it? Did they have spanners that look like that?